It's just after 4 a.m. when police are called to a tense family home. A mother reports her adult son is drunk, raging, and violating a court bond meant to keep the peace. Profanity is flying, objects are allegedly being thrown, and officers are now forced to decide, on the spot, whether harsh words alone are enough to put a man back in handcuffs.
Is he here still or no? Is he here still?
He's downstairs.
Okay.
She's got some texts.
So he comes in, he's already shitting, and I said, before I said I will not hesitate to call because he came home from work like this. Then he said, haha, shut up, you ain't shit. And I said, that's enough to call. And he said, oh no, wah wah. In the meantime, he's throwing things up the stairs at people. This is my bond order. In the past, people couldn't find it. I have it. And court, it hasn't gone to trial yet, so that should be legit. It says, until further order of the court, and until further order of the court.
We're familiar with it. This is not the correct one, but he does have one that says, is he drinking tonight?
I haven't seen it, but I can tell he's very drunk.
Okay.
I mean, he hides it from me because this happens.
Okay. Okay. Care if we go talk to him?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So besides that, just the one text, and then you think you should ask what
He said
He said he slit my throat.
Oh, he said that? What's up, guys?
Hello, guys.
Is he downstairs?
Yeah.
Hey, Michael. Hey, Michael, what's up, man? Want to sit up and talk to me for a second?
Here.
Hey, can you sit up for me? Talk for a second?
We have time now, right?
What's up? Why not? Just sit up and talk to me, bro. So what's going on tonight, man?
Come on. You knew?
What's going on? Do you want me to just not take your side of the story and just take everything she said for what's worth? Or you want to talk to me? Is there a link? Oh, no.
What do you guys really want?
So what's going on tonight? Between you and your mom?
She's typical bonkers.
Yeah,
What do you want from me?
Did you make any threats to her today or anything like that?
Threats to her?
Yeah.
No, zero threats.
No? You text her anything that's harassing towards
Text
her?
No, I told her she's an asshole and ridiculous. Is that a threat?
That's harassment, though.
After being yelled at?
Have you drinking anything today? No? You haven't drank anything today, alcohol-wise, at all?
Nope.
No? Would you, you wouldn't mind taking a breathalyzer test for us?
That's cute.
It's a question. Yes or no?
No, sir.
No? Okay. Was one of the ones harassment on the right?
Let's
I have to look at it.
See if they can...
Victor, too. On the bail bond, you see is harassment or anything
Just
similar
out of
part of it?
curiosity, if you...
Why'd your mom call us today? Why are we here?
we're here...
What do you call the number to the bail bond?
A little bit of our...
What'd you call it? Like,
You think you can be arguing with your mom?
with restrictions?
The remedies?
Yeah. Victor, too, do the remedies consist of any kind of harassment or anything, verbiage like that?
Okay. Because safety. That's right. I gotta see what I'm looking at. So now that we got that out of the way, so you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. What does that have to do with the police being called to your house right now?
last night was a debauchery. So
What was the text you gave? I forgot.
I
was in the back in case you read it. So I said ask.
these people who
Can you answer what the text was again? Can you answer to show you?
leave the house by 5:30 and get to work by 6.
That's enough to call you guys, and I do. oh no, Wawa. And then after that, there was, slitting his throat.
What was it for, you ain't shit?
Gang
She
stuff.
said, I'm not hesitant to call the police.
What did he say before he ain't shit? I didn't see the whole thing.
What?
I'm sorry. Before he said you ain't shit, you felt harassed, I assume?
Yeah, it had been going on since he came home from work. So by this time, at 4:09, he gets off at 2:30, so he's home by like 3. So this has been going on I'm putting up with it for an hour. By the time
You said he also threatened you.
Yeah, I heard him down there. He didn't say it directly to me. Downstairs, he said. Slit your throat, something like that.
Oh, yeah. I'll be on it. Saw the notes. No, for sure. Alright, I'll be outside. You said he threatened you, correct?
I mean, I heard him in the basement saying all kinds of things.
Okay.
Nigga this, nigga that, nigga slit your throat, pop your ass.
So you don't know if he was just talking to his ass in a way?
He didn't say it directly to me.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be shaking if I wasn't afraid of him.
Alright.
And
Just so here's where we're at, right? You ain't shit, shut up. It's sort of with the whole harassment side of the bail
while
bond.
he's on DV bond, he's out on bond.
No,
on
and
DV.
on his bond, it even states, like, for instance, he can't be drinking at all. The thing is, he's not acting, like, we can't tell. I asked him to blow, he just said no, I can't force him to. But he's not talking, he's not slurring speech, he's done
All right, so what's going to have to happen is I'm going to end up having to call you again if he does act up.
Honestly, yeah. If he would go and say, hey, fuck you, blah, blah, all this, all day long, that's harassment. It says he cannot harass you.
Oh, he said fuck you. That's nothing.
Yeah.
That goes on all the time.
When was the last time he said, fuck you?
Tonight, today.
Were you in front of them when he said that?
I don't know who heard it.
Did any of you guys hear Michael talking to you smack her, say F to you or anything like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's when you guys came in.
He said it to her?
Mom like that. Yeah, right before
He said it to you?
2 seconds before you guys came in.
I missed, I guess. He said it. I heard something about, I didn't know it was to me, that I'm his mother.
And you know for sure it was to her?
Definitely.
Definitely?
Maybe 2 seconds before you guys walked to the door, when you guys were walking up, he was walking down, and when she was walking to the door, he said,
Okay. And that's rest. So you guys, okay. All right. Here, stand up, Michael. Let's talk for a second. Get off the bed. Put your hands on your back, Mike. Really. So part of your bail bond says you cannot harass your mother at all. I'm saying, for instance, for example, the words "fuck you," that would be considered harassment.
There's stuff before that.
But she's not in the bail bond of harassment towards you. So
Is that really harassment? I said a mean thing. That's harassment? One thing? What if she says no and then I don't say it again? How is that harassment? I said one thing. Out of
here, you want? Here,
anger,
right? These are shoes behind you right here.
But she tells me to stop and then I stop.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him/her present while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford a lawyer if you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you for any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. You understand these rights? All right.
Here, you got anything on you, Michael?
Picture 3. 1 male.
Stretch your legs a little bit.
Mark Miranda
Right.
red as well.
Thanks.
Seriously.
What's in your pocket?
A cell phone? Can you
What?
just... I didn't harass her.
That would be harassment.
I said one thing that was mean, and then I went down here and shut the fuck up. How is that?
Like my partner explained to you, you got this over your head. It's like a dangling carrot.
Okay, well, can you talk to her and maybe before she decides to actually pull?
Unfortunately,
It's not her choice right
it's
there.
ours now at this point because we get put in. Remember the dangling carrot?
One thing, and I came down here and was quiet.
Don't be that rabbit that jumps up for that carrot. Okay? Because she's dangling over your head. And that's where we're at. And this is the position that you get put in.
Please.
It's not her choice at this point. If any remedies of the bail bonds done with the rest of
I have a job. It's gonna.
You got shoes?
Are these your shoes?
I got shoes.
Okay, I was going to add my
You
next
just
question.
asked me if I had a job. I don't know if I'm gonna have one after this.
There are your shoes at right there.
We'll let you use the phone if you gotta call in sick or whatever.
calling sick?
Here, put your shoes on, Michael. Unless you want to walk out there with it.
Is that your stuff, Michael?
Do you have a phone you want to bring?
Yeah.
Pay your phone right
keys,
there.
wallet?
Phone keys, wallet. Yep.
Number 21. Plate and file on his orders are valid.
So,
and,
really? Saying one mean thing and then coming down here?
I just got that carrot.
She didn't tell me to leave. Dude, wait, can we just...
There's no walk, Mike. Come on.
Are these your
Please.
keys?
Yeah,
Keys,
please. All right.
wallet, phone.
Keys, wallet, phone, please.
All right, let's go.
Jacket, maybe?
Where's your jacket?
Right there, on the...
That one, the blue one
yeah,
right here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What the...
You good? Coat, phone, wallet, keys.
Blue or gray?
The one with the fur on it, please. The warm one. Yeah, that one.
We'll grab it.
All right, Mike, let's walk.
Dude, this is some bullshit. Yeah. Say it. Suck my big bitch is gonna get me arrested. Oh, everybody's trying this one, huh?
Mike, let's walk. Walk, Mike.
Let's go, Michael.
Where?
Come on.
Michael.
Come on. Let's go. Michael.
Where?
Let's go.
Michael.
You're obstructing. Let's go.
Shut in about 3 seconds, dude.
Let's go. Outside.
Bullshit!
Oh, can one of you grab the name of the guy who's...
We're also need DV stuff.
The guy what?
Huh? I need the names of those guys. They were here when you get arrested, so...
Fuck it. Run away from me, man. We're going into the work car.
Man, this is bullshit. Fuck, guys. Seriously? You got nothing better to do? I didn't... Say it. Really?
And the smell of alcohol coming from your mouth probably doesn't help you either.
Hey, well, you know what? I'm
We'll go to the last car.
not overdoing it.
Got him, Roman?
Yeah. Bro, we all know she holds this over your head like it's nothing else.
Okay, so why are we doing this? Why? Then why?
Here, take a step.
Why? That's all I want to know. Is why?
Well, first of all, I have to. If you don't do anything you
have
about it. Literally.
No, you don't. What did I do? I was sitting downstairs. I said a mean thing, and then I went downstairs.
Let's go in there, Michael.
God, jeez.
Like I said, you'll get a chance to use the phone. Here, head back. I'm not sure
Just
you about that.
use the phone. I remember phone numbers like
I'm going to
that.
reach on the
It's on
other
your
side.
cell phone, right? Use your cell phone.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to do the DV.
Dude, first of all, I agree this sucks, bro, okay?
Really, but is it really necessary?
What this really turns on isn't behavior, it's authority. A lot of what happens in this encounter feels emotionally obvious. There's a family conflict, tempers are flaring, and the person at the center of it is already under court supervision. From a street-level perspective, officers are walking into a situation where they're being asked to stop something before it gets worse. That instinct makes sense. But legality doesn't follow instinct, it follows limits. From everything said on scene, Michael is on pre-trial bond, not probation. That distinction matters more than most people realize. Someone on bond hasn't been convicted of anything yet. They don't lose their constitutional rights by default. The court can restrict those rights, but only in very specific, clearly written ways. And that's the first crack in this case. The officers themselves acknowledge they may not have the correct bond paperwork in hand. They're relying on a document provided by the complainant and their understanding of what the bond is supposed to say. That puts them in a difficult position, but it also means they're making enforcement decisions without clearly verified authority. Bond conditions aren't flexible guidelines. They're court orders, and they're enforced narrowly. That becomes critical when you look at the alcohol issue. Even if the bond prohibits alcohol, that doesn't automatically give police the power to demand a breath test. Those are two separate legal concepts. Prohibiting conduct is not the same thing as compelling bodily evidence. Unless the bond explicitly authorizes law enforcement to conduct testing, refusal is lawful. And the officers say it themselves. They admit they can't force him to blow. Once that's true, refusal can't be used as a shortcut to probable cause. It doesn't become evidence just because it's frustrating. Add to that the fact that officers note he isn't slurring, isn't unsteady, and appears coherent, and the alcohol theory never really solidifies. The same overextension shows up with harassment. Michael admits to saying something mean. There's no dispute about that. But harassment, especially as a bond violation, is not defined by whether speech is offensive. It's defined by repetition, intent, and context. Courts are cautious about turning single instances of profanity into criminal violations, particularly in family disputes where emotions are already high. Here, the alleged harassment consists largely of insults. That behavior may violate house rules or family boundaries, but legally, it sits right on the edge of protected speech unless the bond language is unusually strict. Without clear evidence of repeated conduct or direct threats, that line is thin. Even the threat allegations don't fully bridge the gap. The statements were overheard, not directed straight at the complainant, and officers acknowledge that on scene. Secondhand statements, made out of earshot and without clear targets, are difficult to transform into solid probable cause, especially when they aren't contemporaneously corroborated. None of this means the officers acted maliciously or irresponsibly. They didn't. They separated the parties, tried to de-escalate, and handled the arrest in a controlled, professional way. This isn't a use of force problem. It isn't a Miranda problem. It's a threshold problem. Because the deeper issue here is that the arrest rests on interpretation rather than clearly defined authority. It relies on stretching bond conditions to cover conduct that may feel wrong, but isn't clearly prohibited in the way the law requires. That's the danger zone. This is the kind of arrest that feels justified at 4 in the morning, when everyone's tired and the goal is to restore order. But courts don't decide cases in the moment. They slow everything down, strip away the noise, and ask one simple question. What power did you actually have? And when that question gets asked here, the answer starts to look uncertain. That's what makes this case fragile. And fragile cases don't tend to survive once a judge starts pressing for specifics. Thanks for watching. If you found this legal breakdown informative, like, share, and subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.